Hello and welcome to my channel, Attila Tarot. In today's video, we're going to take a look at what kind of energies we can expect in Canada in 2024 by month. So you can kind of figure out how to prep for it and what to expect. But let's jump into it. First, we're going to start with the Animal Spirit card, which is kind of giving an advice. What is that Canada needs to focus on in 2024 the most, which is the Parrot Spirit, which is all about watch your words. This is all about communication, right? The most important advice for Canada is really improve on communication in the international space, or improve communication within the country as well, because the parrot can be sometimes just repeating the same thing over and over and over again, and you need to kind of consider whether that message is landing or not, or what is that you're kind of trying to achieve with that message. Like if you kind of think about it, you've been hearing the same message from the government, if you're or politicians or over and over again, you need to kind of consider that okay, is the message landing or isn't, or even in international matters, you definitely need to focus on how to phrase your word and improve on communication. So that's definitely the most important message for Canada. Let me know if you agree with that or not. But let's see what can we expect in the month of January. January is going to be a pretty good one because it starts with the 10 of Cups, and our clarifying energy is the Hermit. So there's kind of a couple of things here. 10 of Cups, it is end of a cycle, beginning of a new one, and generally indicates something that when things are kind of turning back to normal, things are turning back to a little bit more balanced, harmonious, when after a difficult time people can kind of breathe again and find happiness. It might be as that this is kind of like the card when you are finding happiness even in the midst of difficulties. I think people gonna focus on finding that balance, finding that happiness in their everyday life, even though things might be a little bit difficult. But this is a beautiful energy to start the year with, and it's kind of connected to the Hermit, which is all about kind of going away from the world and kind of think about what is that makes you happy, what is that you're trying to achieve. So this is going to be kind of, this month going to be all about discovery of happiness, discovery of how the country can be happy. Maybe I kind of feel some isolation as well. I'm not sure if that's going to be related to some international matters, but this month is all about rediscovering happiness. Let's see what February is going to be all about. February, the main energy is the Wheel of Fortune, and it is clarified by the Ace of Cups. So the Wheel of Fortune is all about change. Things are changing, and this is the card when the universe is helping Canada to get things better and co-creating with Canada, so-called. So this is kind of all about when things are turning positively. Now, which area it's gonna be, it's kind of hard to predict, but this is kind of like where the universe is bringing some kind of a change. Again, it's another 10, so it's an end of a cycle and a beginning of a new one. So something, this is going to be a big change. And the challenge with the Wheel of Fortune, that although this is kind of like the energy when the universe is kind of working with you to have something better coming into your life, but this might be actually removing something that is not the right thing, or not the best thing. So for example, on an everyday level, it can be like losing a job so you can get a better job. So I don't know, maybe this is kind of like a change in government, maybe this is a change in terms of policy, change in leadership, anything there's some kind of a big change. What the wheel is indicating, a change that's there to create more abundance, more happiness, and more balance. Because the Ace of Cups is the clarifying energy. The Ace of Cups is this beautiful new beginning that brings happiness, joy, when people are like so happy about this new beginning that they don't know whether they should cry or laugh. So what do you think? What's going to be this big change that's going to make people very happy? But let's see what is March gonna be all about. March, the main energy is the Justice, and the clarifying energy is the Four of Wands. So let's talk about the Justice. The Justice definitely can be all about balance. It is also can be a decision. It can be a legal matter when somebody is deserving whatever. Somebody, when people are getting whatever they deserve, right? So this is kind of like this karmic energy. It can be that, you know, something is kind of coming back to Canada. Maybe there's some kind of a big decision. Maybe there's gonna be a big lawsuit in Canada that's gonna be very significant for the country. It can be international, it can be internal, or it can be some kind of a decision where the truth is coming out, right? This is the truth. This is like when you're kind of focusing on to be fair and truth. So some kind of a truth might be coming out this time, which is kind of connected to some kind of a new beginning, because you have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is this joyful energy when you're feeling happy, when you are celebrating something, and it is also when the doors are opening up. So I think whatever this decision, whatever this legal process, what will be, I think people gonna be rejoicing over this, or even if it's the truth that comes out, I think people gonna be celebrating that. Let's see what April's gonna be all about. April, we have a returning card, which is the Ace of Cups, and the clarifying energy is the Three of Pentacles. So what is really important here, that there's some kind of definitely a new beginning for the country in 2024, because the Ace of Cups is this new beginning, more abundant time when people are happier and they're focusing on their own self-love, focusing on having more emotions. So it's going to be a very emotional new beginning, and you need to kind of pay attention to the synchronicities of the Ace of Cups showing up twice. So there's going to be some kind of a new chapter in Canada's life where, you know, things are turning for the better. And it is clarified by the Three of Pentacles, which is all about teamwork and building some kind of a new structure from the ground up, right? This can be just, you know, focusing on that people are going to be really coming together as a team and get things working. But it can be also that, you know, the whole country is going to be just building a new foundation. Now let's see what is May's going to be all about. May, the main energy is the Magician, and the clarifying energy is the Two of Wands. So the couple of things here. Magician is kind of an indication that the country is going to be very potent in a sense that we'll be able to achieve pretty much everything that the country wants to achieve, right? So it has all the skills, all the abilities, all the resources to manifest something. So maybe there's going to be some new plan, some kind of a new idea in terms of how the country wants to position itself in the universe, because, you know, it's kind of interesting to see the galaxy in it, so yeah, so there's going to be some kind of a new type of creation, manifestation, because it is connected to the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is kind of like looking outside to the world, right? You have the World card, so probably the country is gonna kind of rethink its role in the world, because, you know, the Two of Wands is all about, okay, I achieved a lot, I've done a lot, but there's way more for me to kind of get. And this is kind of like the planning. So there's going to be all about creating new plans or place in the world. There's going to be definitely about transportation. There's going to be lots of plans about, like, you know, new energies in terms of transportation, because, you know, there's this kind of energy here that whatever I achieved kind of is keeping me back. But the country is going to be, to a certain degree, in a fork of a road of making some kind of a decision which way to go, which is impacting the international position of it. Now let's see what June's gonna be all about. Now June's gonna be is kind of like the Seven of Pentacles, the main energy, and it is clarified by the Six of Pentacles. So lovely, because this is gonna be kind of like a time of period of analysis, where the country is gonna be kind of take a look at, okay, whatever we've been working on, is it something that is worth doing? Is it something that's gonna bring the rewards or the results that we are hoping for, right? So this can be kind of any kind of endeavor where the country can kind of rethink its position. It can be our place in the world. It can be any of the wars that the country is supporting. It can be the green energies as well, because I kind of getting this green energy with all the greenery in this card, that there's gonna be kind of a rethinking whether it is something, whatever the country's been doing, will it bring the results. And it's clarified by the Six of Pentacles, which is a card of generosity when somebody in a powerful position comes in to help. So this can be that maybe Canada is gonna get some kind of a help. Maybe Canada is gonna providing some kind of a help to another country in terms of their plans, in terms of their desires. But this is a very equal take and give and take kind of energy, where I think everybody's be kind of working towards something what is very important for the country to manifest. Because what's kind of interesting here, that the previous month in May you have the main energy as the Magician. The Magician is trying to manifest something, and the Seven of Pentacles next month is all about that manifestation. So whatever this new plan is gonna be, I think there's gonna be a more balanced approach in terms of everybody's trying to work towards that new plan. But let's see what is July is going to be all about. July, our main energy is the Nine of Pentacles, and it is clarified by the Moon. So the Nine of Pentacles is kind of has this financial stability. I think probably the market's gonna be stable. The economy is gonna be more stable in July, because this is kind of like when you're achieving the rewards, when you are achieving whatever you've been working towards very hard. So I think July is gonna be stable from the housing market perspective, because this is kind of very connected to housing and purchasing and property. So I think that this month's gonna be something about that. But what's kind of interesting as well, that we do have the Moon, which can be a card of uncertainty, right? And when things are kind of a little bit in shambles, so-called. So this can be a couple of things. It can be that certain aspects, maybe the property market's going to be still very shaky in July, because the Moon is kind of have some fears, it has some kind of challenges to it, unknown, like maybe it's going to be still unknown where the market's going to go. So it's kind of a very interesting balance between the Nine of Pentacles, because the Nine of Pentacles is all about independence, financial independence, and really looking at the independence of the country as well. So maybe they're gonna be reconsidering our international situation and our independence from other countries or other economies. But there's going to be some kind of an uncertainty. Maybe the financial market's going to be still uncertain, or the property market. Now let's see what August is going to be all about. August, our main energy is the Two of Cups, and it is clarified by the High Priestess. So Two of Cups is all about partnership. And it is kind of like one of those energy when people from various diverse background come together to make some kind of a commitment. Like for me, I'm getting a very international energy here in terms of making some kind of an agreement, something where where you kind of have this equal give and take type of energy. There's lots of kind of cards here that are talking about balance, and August is definitely that card. Now, High Priestess, secrets. So there's gonna be probably some secrets, maybe a secret regarding some partnerships, maybe some businesses, whatever's been kind of happening. Because it's very interesting that July you have the moon, which can be also secrets, and the High Priestess can be secrets. So maybe some big secrets in the summer will come to light. There are kind of some partnership, financial relationship, but there's definitely some secrets in the summer. Now let's see what September is gonna bring to us. September, our main energy is the Five of Pentacles, which is not the best one, and it is clarified by the Emperor, which is the card of authority, leadership. So Five of Pentacles, it is the card of struggle, financial struggle on a personal level, might be losing somebody's job, and like you're being outside in the cold, in a sense that you are kind of feeling alone, you're not feeling enough. This is kind of like the energy when you have financial issues. So it might be that all those uncertainty in the summer will kind of lead to some kind of a financial issues in the economy. That's kind of gonna impact the leadership. It's gonna impact the authority, because the emperor is the leader of the country. Like practically, it might be that maybe his position is gonna be impacted in September, because practically the Five of Pentacles can be a loss of a job, like on a personal level, right? Like when it comes to reading, generally an indication of losing a job, and this is kind of connected to the leader of the country. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen after some secrets, because you kind of have these secrets in the summer, and in September, practically the loss of a job of the leader. So we'll see what kind of energies will come out, but if I can predict any kind of time that Justin Trudeau might be losing his job, it might be September. But let's see what's gonna happen in October. October, our main energy is the Eight of Wands, and it is clarified by the Nine of Swords. So Eight of Wands is all about fast-moving energy. I think the energy is going to be really fast in October. Things are going to be happening, and it's just kind of like has this positive change, right? Because the Eight of Wands can be this swift movement when things are picking up. Maybe the market's gonna pick up. But what's kind of interesting for me, this energy of the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is kind of like fears, anxiety, and nightmares. So there's gonna be some kind of a quick movement, which is normally a positive, but somehow it's gonna kind of create some kind of a fears overall. Now let's see what's gonna be November all about. November, we have here the main energy of the Hanged Man, and it is clarified by the Ten of Swords. So Hanged Man, things are gonna be kind of after that swift movement of October, things gonna be kind of stuck, things gonna be kind of not moving forward as it was, because the Hangman is all about when the energy is stuck. Like this is kind of like the time when the country will need to kind of think about how to see things from a different perspective. What is that we need to change? What is that we need to give up? I kind of cannot kind of miss the falling coins in this card to the world. So maybe there's some kind of money that we're gonna give or we're gonna lose to the world, but there's something in terms of like we're gonna have to give up something to gain some enlightenment, but there's some definitely money, loss of money here to the world. And it is kind of connected to the Ten of Swords energy, which is some kind of a painful ending, right? This is kind of like the backstabbing. It might be that, you know, more money is gonna be transferred to the various war efforts, because the Ten of Swords is a painful ending. It's when people are backstabbing each other, right? And it is kind of like the rock bottom type of energy. Definitely something's gonna change, something's gonna end in the country. It is, I think it's kind of connected to a certain degree, some kind of a global event. But let's see what's going to be the final outcome of 2024 for Canada. But before that, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like this video and if you want more people to see it. And I recommend you to check out my general readings for the various signs. Maybe it's going to help you to kind of navigate your life as well. But let's see what's 2024 gonna be end up. The lovely thing that, you know, it's gonna end up on a high note, because December is all about the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is the card of celebration, joy, wish fulfillment. So there's definitely a lovely energy for December, and it is kind of connected with the Ace of Wands, which is the card of a new beginning, a new chapter, something that is kind of very passionate, something where everybody's going to be very excited about. So I think there's some kind of a new beginning in December, which is kind of interesting because it is connected to the end of the year, but there's something that's going to inspire people. So a couple of things to kind of call out here. Like, you know, there's quite a lot of aces in this reading. Like, you have the Ace of Cups twice, we have the Ace of Wands. So there's definitely some kind of a new beginning in this year for the country. We definitely need to pay attention to, you know, whatever we communicate, how we are approaching the international situation. I think there's gonna be some positive changes. Again, like, you know, the positive changes gonna start in February, but those positive changes sometimes, you know, can create some kind of an upheaval before the positivity is kind of arriving, because that's kind of very clear here, that first there's gonna be some changes, positive changes, then some new plans, and then I think there's gonna be some challenges in terms of partnerships or relationships, or secrets coming out that are kind of business related, property related, uncertainty around that the market. And I think September there's gonna be some kind of a big change in terms of leadership or authority, or some kind of a economy challenges. I think that this uncertainty gonna kind of continue to a certain degree in the fall, but December, I think things gonna clear up. I think the country is gonna be rejoicing from some kind of a new beginning. So what do you think? What's gonna happen? What kind of changes are you hoping to see next year for Canada? Put it in a comment. I would love to see it, and I hope I will see you again.